Hi everyone, my name is Anthony Cummins. I'm a historical researcher and author, and I'm going to show you today how to use the cords from your sword in association with ninjutsu. Now, this is what I've been saying about Natori Ryu. Now, Natori Ryu is this school. Now, that book actually comes about here in the actual system, but this is how it builds throughout the scrolls. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is show you how to use the sword cords for ninjutsu, and in general purpose, but also show you where the information comes from. So I'm going to have to turn the camera around. Right, guys, here we go. Okay, so scroll number 1 is Heika Jodan. Now, scroll number 1, Heika Jodan. Well, first of all, let's just give this. That is a Sageo, not Saggio. I've heard some people say Saggio. That's a Sageo, and that's an Udanuki. Now, Udanuki no Anna is the small hole that you sometimes find inside a tsuba, handguard. So that is Udanuki, that is Saggio. So let's have a look at what Heika Jodan says about both of those for a start. So, Saggio, Shichi, Toku. Now, Saggio is cord, Shichi is 7, and Toku is virtue. So the 7 virtues of the sword cord. Now, number three is when climbing up a wall, bracket, so this has been added by me, use the sword as a step, close brackets. You can attach the cord to the obi belt, so you can get it back. That's on page 11, guys, page 11. So by the way, have you seen my Natori Ryu bookmarks? I had 100 made thanks to Jeff, who paid for those and had them sent from America. So I want to get some more of those next year. Not necessarily Jeff, but I need to get some more of those, guys. Right, so that's that. So that's the Saggio. Now let's look at the next one, which is Udanuki Santoku, the 3 virtues of the Udanuki cord. So to stop you dropping your katana, so just let me put my bookmark down. So stop you dropping your katana. So here you go, boom. You never see people using these. For all the Koryu in the world, you never see them using it. So stop you dropping your katana. Number 2 is with this at your waist, you feel like a great warrior. And to be honest, when you've got your sword on and that's hanging down, and you know it's for fighting, I give him that. It does feel good, and to enable you to hold the strap in your mouth or you're on horseback. So when you've got to do stuff, and usually you can quickly go. So boom, sword in hand, fighting, sugar. Something's gone wrong in the range. You know, remember, you're in full battle armor. There is no danger whatsoever. It's not going to be like, oh, the sword's going to get me. None of that. You're in full battle armor with everything on. You're holding that in your mouth and you're sorting the range out or anything. Then you can get back to it and you can go again. Boom, get it going. Bang. So that's number 3. So they're the 3 uses of the Udanuki. So that's not for shinobi. That's just in general. Now, of course, climbing over a wall can be in 2 ways. So you've got to be careful here. This is where the same thing can be shinobi no jutsu and it can be gunjutsu, which is war skills. Climbing over a wall when all your mates are there screaming, come on, throwing petrol bombs at them is not shinobi, right? But when you do it at night on your own or with a couple of you doing it, creeping over, the same skill is shinobi no jutsu. So gunjutsu and shinobi no jutsu. Right, so let's go to, that's in Heika Jodan no Maki. That's that book. We then move to Samurai Arms, Armor and the Tactics of Warfare. Now, and this, we are in chapter 32, page 418. This is Daisho no Koto. So Daisho no Koto, so sho is long, the longo. So that means sort of things about your large and short swords. So if we go to, so we've got so now we go to the next one. So these are all skills within Natori Ryu. You got Daisho Udanuki no Koto. So things about the wrist cords for your big and short sword. So as you can see, I've got my big and short sword. Now there is the wrist cord. Sorry, I've not got enough hands. And there is the wrist cord. Now, it says normally, so we know that they had them on both swords. It says normally these are different levels. But in Natori Ryu, they use the same the same level. And we've actually got in the Natoryu Encyclopedia a drawing of this. So what you've got are those at your waist like that. There's a lot of cords with the sword. There's a lot of cords. Now, what it says here is it says, let me try and get that for you guys. Do not, it says basically normal people, sorry, let me turn that around. Normal people will tie it onto the holes here where you've got a specific hole for it. But what they do is, what happens then is when they're fighting, when they're actually fighting and things are going wrong and the sword comes down, if it's on the hole here, eventually it's cut after a certain amount of time, and it's cut, and then your wrist cord snaps. So they say put it round the fuchi, which is that there. So it says, I'm doing that from memory, so I hope I got that right, guys. So if I got it wrong, apologize. But so that is basically a hitch there over that. That's it. So that is how your sword is. Remember, there's no difference between samurai and ninja. A samurai, there's no, you know, I mean, there's not two separate things. A samurai is your social class that you serve the emperor in whatever war it is, usually against other people serving the emperor. And shinobi is a job inside of samurai society. So that's there. Now we've got a wonderful, and don't forget they also use katana as well. So they say daisho doesn't always mean katana and wakizashi. It can mean tachi and katana. It basically means big, small, big, small. So it's relative, big, small, big, small. So something small there can be big here. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So also in here, it says what you, it says something else, but I'll come back to that because I've got to go to this. Now, Shoninki, the true path of the ninja. Now, this is where sometimes you get differences in the actual teachings. They're not different, but they're slightly different. So we are going to go to Shinobi Iru Jibun no Koto. Times for shinobi to infiltrate or to infiltrate in shinobi. So how to get over a wall and pass over a hedge will be mentioned later. But to climb up onto the roof of a house, you need to use a Kaginawa grappling iron, so grappling iron and rope, or you can use your katana or your wakizashi as a foothold. So it's already said it can be both katana and wakizashi. Depends on the size of the wall, basically. And then if we go to the next one, which is on page 101, it says here, so this is where the slight difference is. It says, let me find it again. Climbing up with a long or short sword. So again with daisho, long or short is mentioned previously. This is where you use the sword as a footrest by leaning against the wall. Be sure to side the sagyo's long cord onto your foot. Otherwise you'll not be able to pull it back up after you. So you can see as the skills are going through the different, you can't just jump to ninjas. You've got to learn to be a samurai first. Boom, boom, boom. So let me put it all into context here. So you're a samurai, you've got daisho, you've got udenuki on both. You do not use udenuki no anna, the hole for the udenuki. In our school, in Natori, we changed that. Or so you say we, the original school, changed it. Boom. We now use it round this section. And we can use either that or that to climb a wall. Obviously that's more of a tanto, but wakizashi, I just prefer smaller daggers. So your wakizashi is a little bit bigger than that. And you'll see this is actually got no tsuba, this one, because this is more of an armor version one. When you need to armor pierce, you've got this, it gets rid of this bulkiness around it. So I always prefer this because these jump into my armor when I'm in armor. So how do we do this? Right, so what you have to do is pull it right to the end, and you tie that off, just tie that off. So that means just, let me get that out of the way for you chaps, just a tiny bit at the end. Obviously you would double tie that up, but I'm not actually going to climb with it, all this. Now, what you don't do is tie that directly to your foot or obi. Now remember in the teachings it says obi or foot. Now this will depend, you know what I mean, they're both mentioned and there's actually variations on this, multiple variations. What you don't do is tie it to your foot or your obi and just latch it up, because that way it will go sideways or 45 degrees and scratch all the way up. So what you do is the udenuki no anna, the hole for the udenuki, you put that through like that. Yep. That now goes vertical. That's it. You don't have any bit more wrapped around here or anything like that. You take it right to the end. And then what you'll do then is you will tie that to your foot. You'll tie that to your foot. You step on that. You reach up, climb, and that should stay at the bottom because you'll have a decent length of this. And then you, obviously it's tied to your foot. And then what you do is you pull the cord and it goes, oh, sorry, it goes vertical now. Yep, it goes vertical. So then you can get down to the other side. Now, there is another version in Nato-Ryu, which is what I say. So one of the problems here becomes a historical debate. Now this becomes a bit of a problem, and we've discussed this before. So what you have is, or what a lot of people don't know, is that your Sagio cords are actually shorter in the Edo period. They're standardized later on. Now Sengoku period, nothing's really standardized. You literally just go killing. They're at war. Everybody's like at war. But once the Edo period comes in, there's lots of regulations about who can have what sword, colors. And even though that does happen in the Sengoku period, guys, there are regulations. On the whole, if you were winning the battle, nobody cares about the regulations. You have your regulations within your own army. But what I'm trying to say is, once the Tokugawa clan had taken over all Japan, they regulated lots of things. And this is where we know in the Edo period, they're actually shorter. And Isui Sensei is writing in the Edo period, but he's writing about the Sengoku period, so it gets a bit confusing. Now, later on, and I can't remember, I don't know off the top of my head, so if anybody knows this, please put it down below. They actually standardized Sagio cords, I think, after Samurai times, when they did Iaido as a standard sort of, they had a world organization, like a full Japan organization. So we don't actually know the length of the cord he's talking about, whether it's, and assuming it's going to be longer because you've got to climb a wall, but do you then swap over your longer one because, you know, you're going for a shinobi? And the other one, so the other thing that you can do, which I very rarely see people do, even in Nato-Ryu, and it's actually there, is you get a long cord, not a Sagio, but I don't have, everything's packed away at the minute, and you get your Kaginawa on here. Sorry, Kaginawa means grappling hook. So we go back through the hole. We go back through the hole. Yep. We go through the housing for the Sagio cord. There. And then what you would do, so that's there, like that. That's, remember, we've done this before, but this time we're using a rope. And then we've got a grappling hook on this side, and we grappling hook up. You know, it's tight enough. You then use that as a footrest. So you're on here, your footrest is on there. So imagine that's down below. I'm going to push off. I'm going to hold the grappling hook. Right. Oh, sorry, slidey floor. So I wish I had someone here to help me. It'd be much easier. So then you're pulling on your grappling hook, and then you're pushing off with your feet. On you get. Unhook the grappling hook. Pull this up. Sword comes up vertical. Untie it, or you can put your grappling back on and drop down the other side. There's lots of things you can do. So that, guys, is basically what you do with a Sagio cord and an Udanuki. So there was actually debate whether Udanuki is used or anything. It's absolute rubbish. We've got it written there in the Edo period saying you use Udanuki lights, and we've got pictures of it and everything. So there we go. That is everything. I've done things from pretty much memory, guys, so sorry if I've mixed anything up there. I don't think so, but just in case, one can't remember everything. So there we go, chaps and chapesses. Now, if you want to study with us, especially the Way of the Ninja, you can find us on Natori Ryu Hub. So let me just get the spelling for you. So that is Natori Ryu Hub on Facebook. And you can do all the Shinobi courses, which we'll be doing all this. We run all the courses and everything. You can be anywhere in the world. You'll have to submit them to the guy who runs all the courses, Jodai Andrew Throburn. So please, guys, do support historical ninjutsu. Get your training going. You cannot have just ninjutsu. I don't know how many times I've said this. You can't have ninjutsu on its own. These people teaching ninja schools and shuriken and all this, it's just it's nothing like historical ninjutsu. And this is what I'm trying to do with you guys. I know you guys who follow me out there absolutely are like, okay, you know, this is it. Now, This is only Natori Ryu. So imagine when you used to get Iga and all the sub-branches of Iga, you used to get Koka, then you've got Fukushima Ryu with Nojiri, and he's a bit of an expert in that. You've got Kusunoki, again back to Nojiri. You've got all of these things, and if Stephen Nojiri, search him on YouTube, it's all there. You've basically got lots and lots of different schools. Oh, and Mubyoshi Ryu teaches exactly the same as this, from another one of my books, somewhere else at the minute. So we've found all of this in the historical record. It's all there. We've gone through it all. It's all sorted. So Natori is just one version of ninjutsu, but we can see the parallels across it all. So do please join us at Natori. Come to Natori Hub. Get on one of our courses. Become a shinobi instructor. Why don't you do that? And I hope to see you all there, guys. See you later.